Michael and Emily first met at a university campus. He was studying engineering, she was pursuing literature. One day, as fate would have it, Emily dropped a stack of books while rushing to class. Michael bent down to help her. Their eyes met, and for a brief moment the world seemed to stop. From that simple encounter, a friendship grew. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. And soon, friendship turned into love. Everyone around them could see it. They laughed together, studied late nights in the library, shared secrets only the two of them knew. And then, after years of love, Michael got down on one knee and asked Emily the question every woman dreams of hearing. "Emily, will you marry me?" With tears in her eyes, she whispered, "Yes." Their wedding was beautiful. Family and friends gathered, though not without whispers. Some smiled, others raised eyebrows. But Michael and Emily, they didn't care. At that moment, love was enough. The first few months of marriage were magical. They moved into a small apartment in the city. Every corner of that apartment was filled with laughter, warmth, and love. But soon, reality began to settle in. Small arguments started. Arguments about bills, about cleaning, about visiting families. Emily would say, "Michael, you never spend time with me anymore." And Michael would reply, "Emily, I'm working hard for us. Can't you see that?" At first, these disagreements seemed normal, right? But over time, those small fights grew sharper. What truly made the fights worse were the cultural differences. Michael's family had expectations, traditional, strict, and sometimes difficult for Emily to understand. Emily's family, on the other hand, had their own opinions, often judging Michael unfairly because of his color skin. Michael would often feel Emily didn't understand the pressures he faced as a black man. Emily, on the other hand, felt Michael didn't see how hard it was for her to stand up to her own family's prejudice. One night in the kitchen, the fight exploded. Emily shouted, "You think you're the only one struggling? Do you even know how much I've given up for us?" Michael slammed his fist on the table. "And you think it's easy for me, walking out there every day, facing looks, comments, judgments, just because I chose you?" Their love, once so strong, was now being tested. The fights became frequent. Nights were filled with shouting. Neighbors started to notice. Friends stopped visiting. Even silence between them felt heavy, filled with unspoken anger. One stormy evening, after a long argument, Emily locked herself in the bedroom. Michael sat alone in the living room, head in his hands, wondering if love was truly enough. Was this the end of their story? The next morning, as the house sat in silence, a small voice broke the tension. "Mommy! Daddy! Look what I made!" It was their daughter, Lily, just 6 years old, with bright eyes and innocent hope. She held up a crayon drawing, a picture of their family, a black father, a white mother, and a little girl holding hands under a rainbow. Both Michael and Emily froze. They stared at the drawing, and then at their daughter. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. Michael's chest grew heavy. In that simple picture, their daughter showed them what they had forgotten. Love wasn't about the fights, the struggles, the colors of their skin. Love was about family, about holding on when everything else tried to pull you apart. That night, Michael and Emily sat together on the couch, holding Lily between them. For the first time in months, they talked. Not shouted, not argued, but talked. Michael admitted his fears, his struggles, the weight he carried. Emily shared her pain, her sacrifices, her loneliness. It wasn't easy. Healing never is. But slowly they began to remember why they chose each other in the first place. If you like this story, please support us by liking and subscribing to this channel.